Hello everyone! Welcome to round 8 of Challenger League. We are getting right underway with our sprint qualifying. As we speak, the driver's just getting past the first turn as we start here in Marina Bay. And this could be a title deciding round, of course. Kubo with a massive lead in the driver standings could just seal it up today. And so could his team, Riker Auto, win the constructors at this very track as well. See Kubo hitting the wall there, could be a little bit of a mistake there, but a lot of fancy new liveries as well for this glitz and glamour of street racing in Singapore. As we round that last corner to head into that new straight that is very new to this version of the track, only racing this year actually. Getting head to the finish line, and we've got a lot of 39s, 40s coming in, but it is going to be Kubo who starts on pole position, headlining the grid. And it's going to be a 1-4 for Riker Auto, Gwetsley in that P4 as well. Got Charge JT on the front row, just 900ths away from his big rival at the moment. Then after that, we've got Kraft in P3, continuing his solid form, as those three finish sub 40 laps in the wet, which is honestly quite impressive. Fourth is Gwetsley, as said earlier. Fifth, Game Mongoose in the Volpe Yoka. Then Nordic Blizzard's Razim in that new livery as well. Tomatoes in P7, followed by Kato, Matima, and Urist completing our top 10. Then we've got the second Bobcat, Kiato in P11. Suicide in 12th, then Jeff to Jeff, newcomer to CL, coming in 13th, decent qualifying for him. Dr. Known in 14th, followed by Joe Porsche, Priya, and Azat, then Masker Brevis and Banana Boy in the end. Must have been a pretty mistake-riddled qualifying for those guys at the back. But what do you think we're going to see, Nuno, for this race? Because a lot of tight corners. It's going to be hard to get past drivers in the wet.
Yeah, it might be certainly a lot of chaos. I would say I think all of the big guys are all at the front, Go, Charge and Kraft. I think that's basically the top three of this championship. But yeah, certainly a lot of chaos can happen to Man United in the corners, and they just really have to be careful. Not do the same as Matty and Jeff in jail.
Say that we've gotten 5 lights out, and here we are. Coming in, everyone seems to be behaved in the end. Urist going wide, Banana Boy also going a little bit off, but we're going back into the front straight as we head to the main city of Singapore now. Kubo still leading the way, Gwetsley hitting the wall there, Kiato in a bit of strife further back as we head into the hairpin for the first time now. Kubo getting away, Kraft, and seems to be a bit of trouble in the back there, but it still seems like Kubo's hold off Kraft for the time, Kraft and Charge JT for the time being. Kato getting in a bit of strife there, it looked like, as he tries to follow Gwetsley. Tomatoes might make the move around the outside, and he does, into 6th place. We'll go back to the front as well. We've got Kubo, Charge JT, and Kraft now running away as Game Mongoose is trying to catch up to them. Those three holding onto the slip and trying to behave as we open the laps here in Singapore. More trouble further back? What was that? A massive collision there. And there might be more trouble as we head into the hairpin again. Those back markers, there's a bit of lag as well. This could be...
Ooh, lag storm.
Oh, massive lag storm. What is going on?
It ends quickly.
Oh.
I think it's
settling now. It's settling now. There are...
Oh my
this
god,
is a very unstable lobby at the moment. What is going on? Oh my goodness. What is going on this race? At the moment, it's telling me that Kraft is in the lead, but I'm not too sure how reliable that is. So we are still experiencing a lot of difficulties. That's Dr. Known disconnecting him, leaving the game there, and doesn't seem like it's helped too much. We can see maybe a little bit. There we go. Almost a lap and a half of connection errors there, but at the moment, Kubo, Charge AT, and Kraft are still lining up in the top 3. They've dropped off to Gwetsley and Game Mongoose in 4th and 5th quite a lot from that lag storm and been Not the greatest, turn of events for them. Kato in P6 now. Tomatoes in P7. He seems to have got away from that funk behind him. P8 will go to Matimar. And then P9, there's a big bunch of cars behind UR2D2, Kato trying to get past. So trying to settle an order before entering the hairpin. We've got the two SCRs also following that little pack there. Gonna further back, Joe Porsche in 14th. And then Razim and Mascabrevis. Razim might have had a bit of trouble with that lag storm as well. There was a big pile of cars there. And Priya and Banana Boy will be at the back tail end of the grid at the moment. But yeah, big lag storm. And Dr. Known is out.
Yeah, maybe the one potentially causing the issue, but we don't know exactly. In the meantime, yeah, looks like Kubo looks like be running away. I think he could certainly steal the title.
He'll definitely have one hand on the trophy with a win in the sprint race today. Kubo is pulled away a little gap, but he might have lost a little bit in the opening set of corners there. It's going to be troubling for Charge AT to really catch up because he's got the pressure of Kraft behind him. Already the gap is extended a bit more. Kraft may be looking for a move into the hairpin, decides against it. Into the new straight now. 1 second gap now between the leaders as we head into lap 7 of our race. And Kubo is just looking a bit too comfy now. Gap's about as small as we can see as they exit turn 5 more than anything else, but we'll see if Charge AT can pull off some extra pace. This looks like he's shaken off Kraft a little bit. A little bit weary outside of turn 9 there. Let's head further back a bit. It's Gwetsley in a sea of his own. He's almost 4 seconds back from the leaders at the moment, but he's got a sizable gap to Kato in P5. I'm not sure what happened to Goose because he was sitting in P5 just before, but he's actually in P7 now. P6 fighting Tomatoes for that position as they're heading neck and neck. And Manimar is also right behind them now. He's caught up quite a bit from what was there, and it's a 5 second gap nearly to the next driver, who's Eurus, who seems to have shaken off the crowd behind him. Got Jeff in P10 and Kiato in P11. Then Azat following the two there. It was Razim who's finally... He made a couple of places back into P13, Sorcered in P14, followed by Joe Porsche. We've got Priya and Mascabrevis now.
Ooh, I think they're at the front.
A battle for P16, but yeah, let's head back to the front now as we head the penultimate lap, and it's actually Charge JT and Kraft both getting right up close to Kubo. He's finding a little trouble with those worn tyres, and now he's in a lot of pressure to take the win here. Oh, Charge JT going wide. That would have given Kubo a little big opening there. Big opening to get some time. No, but he hits the inside of the hairpin. That's going to be a big time loss, and it brings Charge JT back into the race. Oh no, we've got a 4/10 gap between the top three at the moment as we head into the final lap of the race. What can do Charge JT? Trying to move on the outside. He breaks early, but he gives Kubo the space now, and they head into turn 5, still in the same order. It's Kubo, Charge JT, and Kraft heading into the last lap of the race. Kubo's going to try and hold this steady. He knows that if he doesn't make a mistake, Charge JT won't have an opportunity, but he's gotten past him on the exit of turn 9. Oh my god, little collision there. Charge JT going super slow into the hairpin, but I think Kubo got a better exit. He's going to nip him into turn 12 here. Oh my god. No, Kraft's still trying to fight this now. Charge JT tries one last chance for a move. He's trying to go on the inside of the final corner. It's going to be neck and neck as we head into the line. Kraft might be able to get in there, but we've got a dead set heat. We've got a... Oh my goodness. They finished neck and neck. There's no way. We've got Gwetsley finishing P4, Kato P5. Then we've got Matimar in... No, Tomatoes is going to pip him to P6. And P7 will be Matimar, P8 going to Game On Goose. But we've got a dead heat finish for the Singapore sprint race. What a result. That is unbelievable. And Kraft as well, only 5/100ths behind the two. That was insane. Wow, what a brilliant finish we had just there. Not really much more you can say about that.
And a really amazing battle, all very clean in the rain, and they really did an amazing job there to not crash into each other. I think it was amazing.
All three drivers staying very well behaved throughout the race, and wow, that is quite the finish we had today. Wow, and that's only one of our 2 races here for Challenger League. We head into the timer now. I think everyone is finished except for Dr. Known, who was our one and only retirement. But yeah, late drama is Charge GT pulled about a 1 second gap, and they're going to, I'm not sure what the ruling is, but I think they're going to split the points for first. Charge GT and Kubo tying at the end of 10 laps for the Singapore Sprint. Kraft in P3, so close as well. What a tight battle between those three. And Gwetsley will finish P4 to give Riker Auto just a little bit closer to that World Constructors Championship win. Kato finishing in P5, followed by Tomatoes and Matima and Game Mongoose all finishing really close as well. A bit unfortunate we didn't see that in the hype of the top 3 finishing. But yeah, 6th, 7th and 8th was quite a battle until the very end as well. Then we've got the Bobcats in 9th and 10th, Kyoto over Eurus just by 18 hundredths. Quite the tight race between those two. Razim picking up the pieces to finish 11th after a poor start. Jeff to Jeff, decent result in P12 on debut, Azat following him in the Scuderia Carmona team. Then we've got Sawassid in 14th, Joe Porsche in 15th, then Priya, Masker Bravus and Banana Boy finishing us off with Dr. Known, our only retirement for the race. Do remember that only the top 8 have scored points for today, given it is this sprint race. But we'll be heading into the feature very soon, and a lot of permutations still. Kubo can still easily retain the title. He doesn't even need to finish too highly, I think, at this point to secure secure the drivers, sorry.
I think he may have already got it, because it was like 3 points from getting the title coming to this race, and now he got 9. And you know, like, there's less points, like the gap that he needed to secure the championship will be lower after this race, so I think he may have already got it.
I think he might have, yeah. I think he does need to score this race in order to secure it, but I think
this will be like the Kraft win.
Yeah, unless Kraft wins and Kubo DNFs, but yeah, we might just have to see. It's looking very good for the Riker Autos as well. They've got a quite sizable lead in Constructors, and that race with shared P1 and P4 definitely helped in that regard. I think they might have just secured the Constructors, actually, before the drivers.
We are missing racers, by the way. Also, to be honest, that race should have been restarted.
Yeah, the lag was really terrible.
2-3 laps were horrible, yeah. Especially in this track, you get like bunted by ghosts.
You get bunted by ghosts and you lose like 5 seconds, yeah. Who's actually left? Oh, Dr. Known.
Dr. Known.
It looks like Golomi might be able to slot in for them.
He's not.
But
He's not responding.
He is.
Yeah, and I think that was caused by Niels, because he mentioned having a lot of lag. Okay.
If he's not going to respond, kick him and find someone else. Okay.
He might have to get kicked, we cannot wait.
Okay, let's go. I don't think we need any.
Well,
You
I
should,
might potentially be able to join the lobby if no one is
there
coming.
should be a yeah. But it's just a
Okay.
case of do you want to have someone in?
Because yeah, I'm gonna join. It's only 17 people. Let's the bus. CL. Alright, here we go. I got the things already. Oh, I still got my. I still got the slow.
Slowig.
It's it was supposed to be like slow, I guess.
Slow week. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Alrighty.
But yeah, now I can cover over other things
Yeah.
during the race
Yay.
and see like the tire wears and stuff. Okay. Yeah, Matty did say to wait,
to
but
wait.
you should be fast as possible.
Death. Alrighty. Hello everyone. Feature race time in Marina Bay. We're getting right on due with Razim here. Gonna see what he can do after that finish in the sprint. He's slowing down. There's a bit of lag maybe. What's going on?
I just see Rosim stopping, but everyone else was racing.
Yeah,
so
everyone else is going. Might have just been a like IRL issue with him. Yeah, but we're gonna follow Kubo now as we head through the curves. We follow on the Edison Bridge. Wow. With one hand on the
Ooh.
trophy already. All he needs is points to reclaim the title now, and we'll see what his
Graf will
first
get
lap
provisional.
will do. Oh wow, Kraft does get provisional pro, you're right on the money there. 37.42 is a pretty solid time in the dry on these tyres.
Yeah, on the first lap you can sort of see who's more ahead, and that tells you who will get provisional pole on the first lap.
Sure. But another thing is actually Gwetsley is in front of his teammate at the moment, which is a nice little surprise. Good to see as well. Matimar in 4th and Charge JT in 5th, so perhaps going to see some times improve as we head further into this qualifying session, into our second laps. No improvement from Kraft. I think Suicide improved there. Charge JT definitely improved to P2.
I feel like there's some bottles here. I think some of these drivers could do like 37.5, and now Graf with a
Yes.
surprising provisional pole.
It's very surprising, honestly. Oh, Kraft still getting through the hairpin just fine. Still got one last lap to set the grid now, but he is on provisional pole. He is the man to beat at the moment. Little mistake into the chicane. See if that might call him off in that. Yeah, he doesn't get to improve. Charge JT does improve, but it's not going to be enough to get onto pole. And it's yeah, it's going to be Kraft taking pole. No, Razim!
Ooh, Razim!
Almost takes it there. And actually ties with Charge JT for P2. Wow. So Kraft with pole position. Charge JT or Razim. I'm assuming Charge JT, given he did finish that lap first, will start on the front row. But either way, both drivers with a decent time there. Kubo in P4, followed by Gwetsley. Both Riker autos could be feeling like they could have performed better there, I feel. And then we've got Tomatoes and Suicide in 6th and 7th. Matimar and Jeff with both okay qualifyings, 8th and 9th, and Gamemonger is finishing in P10. Doesn't seem like too many people got like in great laps across the board, really. In terms of just what
Yeah,
I assume their hopes would be.
You know, with the race being 26 laps, could be interesting. How this is gonna go. We could see like softs at the beginning, then 2 sets of hards in the end, or they might go with just maybe mediums like get laps then hard in the end.
Maybe.
We'll certainly see a lot of two stoppers, but yeah, we might see someone also attempting that the free stopper. Although I think that will imply using. That might certainly imply using 7 lap softs maybe.
Maybe.
Or some mediums at some point.
Do be wary about, I think,
Like-
Kato and Urist as well, because they're starting really far back, but I think with a bit of trouble in the front, it could definitely push up in the opening few laps.
I think for a free stopper it might certainly be like 6 times 3, then they might do the last stint on mediums. I think that would be a thing.
Probably the fastest way to go around this circuit, though the slipstream effect is pretty strong here, of course, with those long straights. Gonna see what tyres everyone starts the race on. As we get 5 red lights and we are underway. Most people on the softs, but we've got a good chunk of the lower runners on the hard tyre as we get around turn 3 for the first time, and it's Kraft leading us away. Razim into P2, catching that slip. Kubo on the mediums now. We're trying to make that alternate strategy work out for him. So we head in. Tomatoes, big collision with the back of the grid there. Massive shoves. Kiato's gotten into P7 now, and it's going to be even more trouble getting through the hairpin. Goose and Matimar in a lot of strife there, but it's going to be Kraft holding off Kubo to start us off. Kato and Kiato fighting it off now into that chicane. Looks like Kiato is going to be heading up that 2-car fight in P5. Gonna head back to the front. It's actually Razim now who's pulled away. It's going to be interesting seeing both Charged and Kubo on the alternate strategy with the medium tyre.
Oh my god, I think I feel like Quetz is a little bit laggy.
A little bit laggy. Kraft going to the inside, losing a position there.
Yeah, it's Quetz.
Oh my god, what is going on there? Gwetsley! Oh no, Gwetsley, what's happened to him? What is going on with him? Might be a bit of a connection issue at the moment. I'm not too sure.
Is he still putting you?
Massively.
Oh yeah,
laggy,
he might have
Jesus.
to DNF.
Might have to DNF there. Ooh.
No. Yeah, I'll tell him to.
Alright, we're going back to the front now, and it's still Razim heading off, and those drivers are being quite well behaved at the moment. Razim, though, gets a little bit of a better run into the hairpin. He's actually going to pull away from Charge JT. He's gotten out of the slipstream effect, so perhaps he might be able to run away for the rest of this stint. Quite interesting, and it's actually Kraft who gets back into P2, Charge JT just letting him through, knowing full well that he's not going to be able to catch Razim on those softs on his own.
Looks fine.
It looks fine now. Ooh, interesting. So we're going to go further back. Kiato is on the soft tyre.
Okay, we're not top more unless he starts lagging again.
Oh, good. But Kubo finding a little bit of trouble here. Still, he might be falling away actually from this slipstream effect here. Got to go further back. Kiato is in a bit of a realm of his own, trying to catch those in front in P5, but it's a bit of a train behind him. Matimar getting swarmed by the 2 Ford Kit Kats, and Sawasad actually is going to help, Tomatoes is actually going to help Sawasad through, and they're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Matimar goes into the inside and actually works out really well for him. He's going to be able to pull through, but Sawasad goes on the outside of turn 5. It's still battling between these 3 drivers here as we head into turn 6. Tomatoes going super wide. Kato gets in the middle of that. Tomatoes is the one who falls there, unfortunately hitting the wall. Kato is actually trying to make some moves here on the hard tyre. He feels that these drivers are going too slow for him. Goes really wide. Matimar gets shoved off that corner. And actually, it's going to be Razim into the pits after 5 laps on the soft tyre. Kato copping a penalty there, and he's lost 3 positions from that as well. Razim is pulling out of the pits in P5 now. Good position to be in.
Well, Razim going for a first stopper. That could almost happen.
That could also work.
But
maybe. If you can really find
that would be too risky.
It could be risky, but also he's got the advantage of the undercut on everyone. Kato just letting him through, trying to take that slipstream effect for maybe half a lap, but he's not got the grip to handle that around the hairpin. Yeah, we're going to see how Kraft responds in P3. Is he going to head into the pits? He is, and I don't think he's going to be able to restrict the undercut from Razim. Yeah, he's well behind him now. It's actually behind Suicide on the hard tyre now, as well as he moves into P4. A lot of drivers now into the pits.
And it's a big track, so we can expect the undercuts to be huge. So yeah, that's an interesting part. But now we got Kubo and Charge AT. They have to start to work as teammates right now on the mediums.
Mediums, yeah.
Because they might go to lap 8.
And none of them blinking for the pits right now. They are 3.5 seconds in front of Razim, and probably a pit stop in front as well. So Razim is going to hope that his pace is good enough to restrain Kubo and Charge JT once they go in for their own stops now. And Sawasat is actually oh my god, a little bit of a trouble there for Kubo, and he's letting Charge JT through. Both drivers finding some strain on those tyres, really not working out. Razim has cut the lead like in half almost from this lap alone. He's on fire at the moment, but it's gonna be curious to see how long he lasts on those tyres as well. Both Charge and Kubo are into the pits now, and that's going to give Razim the lead of the race, and most importantly, no slipstream effect, as Kraft actually puts in the fastest fastest lap of the race so far to get himself into second, Charged on the hard tyres and Kubo on the soft. So perhaps a second strategy there between those two drivers. Kubo is going to try and catch up to Kraft and Razim, but Charge perhaps is going to try and slip him and last quite a long time on those hards. He could go for a 2-stop even, using those hard tyres, of course.
Meantime, I've been seeing Matimar trying to tell Kiato to slipstream him, but he wasn't, because Matimar is on the soft, Kiato's on the hard, so that's why. But now Kiato managed to get past both the VEOs on the outside of the hairpin, and now we can see some conflicts there. Yeah, now once again telling them to slipstream. He's been typing that quite a lot of times already.
Speaking of Matimar, his teammate Goose is gone for 10 lap hards now, and he's feeling the wear and tear. So is Suicide and Kato. Suicide falling away from Charge JT, as we have Gwetsley lagging out again. We've gone through the little square in the middle of the track there. Going to go back to the leaders now. Razim is pitted again on lap 10, and what he's going to go for? He's going to go for the medium tyre. Perhaps going to go... might end up going for the 3-stop after all, because he could go for 2 medium stints at the end of this race to finish it up. But having that undercut is super, super helpful for him at the moment.
Oh no, Matimar into the grass.
Still tight fighting between those two drivers. Manimar's ended up in P6 after the run of pit stops from the hard drivers around him. He's fighting off Gwetsley in P7. Hits the wall there. Gwetsley gets impeded from his better run out of the hairpin. And again, they
Kraft into the pits,
hitting side by side. Kraft into the pits for a set of medium tyres, so perhaps both Razim and Kraft on a similar strategy, but Razim has him beat in terms of the undercut, so he's gotten quite a gap. But honestly not too bad given the positions, and Kraft may be able to tear a bit more into that with the fresher tyres he's got. Gwetsley does get past Matimar though, both drivers on a similar strat. Matimar goes super wide into turn 10. And it's going to cost him position, and honestly, it might cost him the position to Kato as well. They're going to battle there. Kato tries the inside. Matimar is going to get stuck in the outside, and he's going to lose that place to Kato, who's also got the slip. Both drivers going wide there. And both Matimar and Gwetsley into the pits. Gwetsley makes a bit of an error hitting the pit wall, so that's going to lose him a bit of time as they head onto the medium tyres, the both of them. Going to go back to
Lagstorm now.
Lagstorm now. No, it seems that it's...
Yeah, no, okay, it's stopped already. Yeah.
Just the starter. We're going back, and it's, Kubo and Charge JT. Remember, Charge JT did pit for those hard tyres around lap 8, so Kubo is going to be feeling the worst of his softs now. Maybe pit in the next lap or so, but Charge JT is maybe perhaps going for only one more stop for the rest of the race, and thanks to Kubo, he's able to keep up and hold off the two medium runners in Razim and Kraft behind him. Kubo surely will end up in P4 once the stop is complete. But I'm not
Yeah,
sure
and the
what
thing
his,
is, like,
I'm not sure his strategy is from here.
the interesting part is that, like, Kubo's tires ain't that much different from Rosim's, I think. They feel a little bit similar, or at least Charge AT tires compared to Rosim's. Like, they are off to similar, so he's already, like, saving a pit stop.
It's a third set of softs for Kubo, which means that he is on the 3-stop compared to everyone around him. So it's going to be his pace, more importantly, on display than Kraft or Azim or Charge, who is now all alone on the hard tires and perhaps only needs a single stop to go for the rest of this race. Kraft and Razim a fair bit in front of Kubo, but no, that gap is going to be going down quite quickly now. In P5, actually, it's going to be Kato, who is surely going to pit quite soon. He completely misses the apex of the hairpin. Bad thing to see there. And Suicide is going to be able to get a lot of time back on him, who is also on the single stop so far. Game on Goose in P7, followed by Gwetsley, Kiato, and Jeff rounding out the finishing order. But there is a big line of cars behind Game on Goose at the moment, between the 7th and 11th. Matimar heading at the back of that train now. And all the drivers are on different strategies here, so it could be a really deciding factor on where any of these drivers place. Come the end of the race, Kiato making an odd error. There's a bit of a lag storm here. Drivers going all over the place. Goose and Gwetsley are completely off the track, and there is a big lag storm once again. What is going on?
Oh yeah, this one might crash.
This might crash the lobby. Yeah, it's looking like it. Oh dear.
There we go.
That is a crash. But we've got the race red flagged. Everything's back to normal now. We've got a complete reset. We're heading into the 5 red lights, and we are underway now. Charge AT will be leading us off, but it's these big 4 drivers at the moment. Razim taking a massive hit into turn 3. We've got ourselves back underway. We've got Tomatoes and Joe Push falling back away. We've got Game on Goose heading into the lead of the race now. What an impressive start from him. And Kato is right behind him there into P2. Charge AT's taking a massive hit off. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's chaos here in Singapore. Kubo and Game on Goose are fighting for the lead now. Razim has gotten past. Kubo's fallen back a little bit. It's Goose and Razim who are taking the lead now. Charge AT is all the way back in 9th after that start. What a terrible result for him. Oh my god, massive chaos again into turn that first few set of corners there. But it's going to be Razim following Kubo, Kato, Kraft, and Game on Goose. We've got the only person who's gone for a different set being Jeff. Oh my god, there's a more lag underway, but it seems we've got it under control there. Kubo and Kato fighting neck and neck into the hairpin. Kato's going to go on the outside, but he's still going quite well. As we head in, they're still side by side as we head through this straight now. And Razim is going to take that slipstream effect from the two of them and perhaps put himself back into this fight for the lead now. Goes on the inside of Kato as we head around to turn 1 again. Kubo with the fastest lap of the race so far. Razim still leading us off. But I think Kraft will hold the fastest lap from the pre-red flag period. We'll have to check that later on. But it is those 5 drivers at the moment who are in a massive battle, massive squabble for this lead. Ooh, a lot of drivers taking it wide to the corner, but we're going to go back to see the next group of drivers. Matimar and Charge now fighting for P6. Charge AT is going to get hit past him around the outside though, as the grid is now really spreading apart. Charge really not looking good after that initial start. He just got in all sorts of trouble, and now he's having to deal with Matimar in front of him now.
And Kubo getting away right now, but I'm very interesting about here his strategy. I feel like it could pay off if people are just battling each other, and if they continue to battle on the second seat. So I think it might be really interesting to see.
Might be really interesting to see if someone goes for a really early stop, yeah. But behind Matimar,
and also Jeff on the mediums, I'm not sure if that was the best of options.
Yeah, Jeff on the mediums and Urist on the hards is the state of play at the moment. I'm not sure if Urist is going to get too much value out of them, especially since he's fallen out of slip to his teammate. But Matimar is falling away. Jeff in P10, followed by Tomatoes and Joe Porsche battling for P11, and Priya heading the grid at the moment back. But Kubo He's run away with it now, and it seems that after all the strife he had pre the red flag, it looks like he is in the box seat to win and take the championship with him as well, as he heads into the pits for an early stop now. So we're gonna see what he can do.
A lot of people not pitting. That is interesting. Very split strategy here. It was really the question of who would pit on this lap on the next one.
Who's gonna pit now? Who's not gonna pit later? But Kraft went into pits. Game Mongoose, Matima, a lot of drivers have, but we're gonna see. Oh, there's a big lag rocket! Kubo's taking a massive hit. He's brought Urist along with him, but gonna be hoping for those drivers in the front. If that's gonna be another lag storm, what's going on now?
Oh my god.
Oh no, not again.
Might need to totally red flag the
need
race
to red
and
flag
just end there. And they just end it there, but
oh no.
I don't think we are restarting again.
No.
Did I forget to mute?
Are we back? Are we back?
Yes, you are.
Are we back? Are we not back?
I'm
not sure what's going on.
Only Pri is racing right now, that's interesting. Everyone else is flying.
Pri is the last one standing.
I'll certainly just wait a little bit, maybe we might get someone who crashes and maybe ends
and there it is.
Oh, closed game.
I guess that ends the race, because I don't think we can restart again.
Hello again. Sorry about that. We did have a second red flag, and ultimately it was the one that finished the race off. So, considering we didn't have a formal final rundown of the order, at the end of it we did pull it back to lap 5 of the restart, which would have been lap 20 of our 26 lap feature race. And at the end of it, Razim is pulled out on top, followed by Kato and Kubo, who has clinched the driver's title with the win. Game Mongoose in P4, Kraft in P5, Charge JT in 6th, Urist and Kyoto P7, Matimar in P9, 7 and 8 for Kyoto and Urist, P9 for Matimar, and 10th and the last points paying position for Jeff to Jeff. As for the finishers, Tomatoes, Joe Porsche and Priya did finish the feature race, at least as far as we got. Suicide, Gwetsley and Azat were unable to return for the red flag, so they have been DNF'd and will finish 14th, 15th and 16th respectively. And yeah, that is the end of our coverage for Challenger League in Singapore. Come back next week for Korea, which should be interesting. We've got a completely different circuit, of course, but we're staying on the east side of the world, of course. And we'll see you when that comes along. Happy to join you for this coverage. I've been Corvid, and I will see you guys next time.